Now, today, if you're joining us and you've been listening all this year, we've had some incredible guests on. We've been doing the Launch 2026 around the country, and with that, we've had some top $1 million plus billers on the podcast and picking their brains. Now, we did something very fun and clever the other day. We drove all of those episodes into ChatGPT, and we said, what are the common threads that are coming out of these conversations? And it actually gave us 7 traits of these $1 million billers, which are quite poignant, and I want to bring them to you today. So even if you have listened to these episodes, this is great because it's going to distill it right down for you, and it's quite an interesting read. So I'm going to get into it. We've got 7 traits of $1 million biller, and I'm going to start with number 1. Number 1, action first, mood second. Fully love this one. No matter how you feel, action was the criteria to move forward, not energy. None of them wait to feel ready. None of them wait until they're in the mood, right? It's not like, oh, I haven't got energy today, therefore I'm not going to show up. It was the other way around. Action first. Let's just get going. One step in front of the other. What's the activity I've got to do today? I might not feel like doing this right now, but let's go. And before you know it, the energy follows. I love that one. I'm a huge advocate for this. Number two, second trait of $1 million biller. They trust their process even when results are thin. And this is a vital one. It is so easy to think that because the results aren't coming, that what we're doing today doesn't matter, it's not working. Sometimes you just need the ingredient of time to allow that to do its thing to reap the reward. I had a conversation just today in our office with somebody, and I said, look, you're on a really good year. We've had to do a couple of replacements and whatever, but we shouldn't deviate from the plan. It's working. It's just not showing up yet, but we can see that it is going to bear fruit. So they trust their process even when results are thin. I think that's a vital one. I do love that one. Now the third one here, the third trait was get on the phone with purpose. So it sounds like the intent in whatever they do is there. If I'm going to pick up the phone to a client, I'm not just checking in, it's actually adding value, or it's actually following up a conversation we had before, or it's pushing a deal forward, or it's offering up something. It's never just getting on to say hi, touch base, da-da-da-da. So there's a lot of intent with when they're doing their activities, and particularly when it comes to the phone, it's about really adding value, right? And it's a really understanding like what is the purpose of this call. It's a good one. It might sound obvious, but how many times do you hear recruiters going, I'm just going to pick up the phone and start calling my clients? Obviously trying to find work or whatever, but is that enough intent? I think it needs to be a bit more than that, a bit more value add and a bit more intent. Number 4 of 7 traits of $1 million bills. They use the ceiling and floor rule on bad days. Now, I had to look at what that meant because I think it's taken some liberties here. But the ceiling and floor rule is something that is content that I've talked about before, which is sometimes we show up and we don't feel great. Sometimes we're tired, or sometimes we've been battered, or sometimes we haven't got a lot of time, or sometimes it's not perfect conditions, right? So the whole idea of the ceiling and floor method is that what is the bare minimum? So what's the floor? What is the bare minimum I need to get done today to still be able to say this was a success? Right? Because sometimes you walk into a day and go, oh, I've got to do this, or I've got to drive there, or I've got these meetings, and they're all turn into things. But what do you need to do today to move the needle? Irrespective of how you feel. What are the key 3 to 4 items, right? And if you can pick those key 3 to 4 items to as a bare minimum, you'll still have a good day, no matter how you feel. And that kind of flows into that first one still, doesn't it? The action first, mood second. They're kind of related in a way. So, yeah, they definitely have a bare minimum standard for themselves, and they hit it day in, day out. It's consistent, right? Number 5, they have high value to-do list completion. So it's again, it's kind of similar to the last one, but it's knowing what are the key 4 to 5 things that need to get done today to make today a success. I'm going to say ChatGPT failed me here. This feels like the same thing, but I'm saying it separately still because it doesn't necessarily. The number 4 was about if you're not feeling great or you're not on or something's happened and you know it's going to be not your best day. What's the absolute minimum you got to get done today? Do it messy, whatever. This is all about saying, well, every single day, irrespective of how you feel or whatever, you need to have some real clarity about your to-do list. There's a whole episode. There's many episodes I've done on this stuff. But let's just say you got 20 things you got to get done today, right? I would say 15 of them could probably be done tomorrow, right? What are the things that need to be done today that are most vital today, most important today? They need to be done first, right? So that's the high value to-do list completion. It's a high value. It's like just target and get done the things that matter. Because when you do the things that matter, the needle moves and then more things that matter pop up and you'll find you've got a ton of momentum and energy and excitement about what you're doing because you're actually moving it. The other 15 items on your to-do list, it's taking out the trash, it's cleaning this, it's doing that, it's sending this, it's doing that data entry. It's stuff you got to get done, but it's not going to necessarily move your needle today. And it's busy work, right? It's always busy work. And sometimes you just got to get busy work done. But every day, without fail, what are the high priority, high value outcomes you need to achieve to make today a success? Number 6, and I'm huge advocate for this one. Number 6 of 7 traits of $1 million billers is generate even when you're busy placing roles. So that whole logic of always be generating, always be creating new deals, always be advertising, always be reaching out, always be networking, always be, presenting candidates to clients. Even if you're managing $1 million worth of placements, references, whatever, it's too easy for recruiters to go, I'm busy, I'm making all this money, I've got to do references, I've got to organize these meetings, I've got to do these closing calls. I get it. I've been there. I'm there all the time. It's busy. You're busy. The last thing you want to slip is your generation. So you need to know what are your minimum generation outcomes a week, and you've got to find a bloody way to do it. You've got to find a way to get that done, irrespective of how busy you are doing everything else. So that's number 6, generate even when you're busy placing roles. And that's how you get high performance at a consistent rate. Last one, and I think this is a bloody good one, and it's one I want you guys to really listen to. Number 7 of 7 traits of $1 million billers. Self-belief, self-image is high. So they have proof of their success, right, that they can draw from, and they have strong mental fortitude around that. Doesn't necessarily mean they had proof always. They might have had to fabricate that proof and sort of put some mental sort of visions or affirmations in their mind to create this self-belief and this self-image that they are who they are. I'm $1 million biller. I make $1 million a year, right? But I can tell you now, once you've hit it, they've got physical proof that they're $1 million billers, and it's self-feeding, right? It's self-confirming. The brain goes, I'm $1 million biller. It sees that they're $1 million biller in the real world, and then it confirms back in its mind, and it strengthens that feedback loop, right? The challenge you might have at home is going, well, my self-belief and my self-image isn't that high. Maybe I've just started in recruitment. Maybe I've had a bad run. Maybe my market's not serving me right now, and you're a little bit battered. You need to really, really think about your self-belief and self-image right now and your mental fortitude, because it all starts there. If you think you're waiting for the world to prove to you that you're $1 million biller, or prove to you that you can, do certain things in the world to, give yourself some proof, that's the wrong way. You've got to start the brain. You've got to say, I am. This is what I am. Not I'm hoping to, not I'm trying to achieve, not my goal is. That's what the whole affirmation piece is. Your brain's dumb. When you say to yourself, I am this, and you convince yourself, I am this, I'm $1 million biller, I'm $1 million biller, I'm the best biller in the country, I'm $1 million biller. You repeat that enough, your stupid brain will believe it, right? And so what happens is that all your activities, all your energy, all your efforts, it starts to tune into the world of all the reasons why you are $1 million biller. It's trying to look for proof, okay? So it will start to look for proof. It will start to look for opportunity. It will start to pull things together. Things will start happening for you. So this whole self-belief, self-image is high, could not ring truer. Dare you to find me $1 million biller who hasn't got self-belief that they can do it. They know they can do it. They're like, yeah, I can do it. I've done it. I've got proof. So that's a huge one. And for people who are, as I said, not quite there yet and they want to get there, stop using that's my goal, I want to be, I'm trying to get to, because it's implying to your brain that you haven't done it yet, right? And it will prove that you haven't done it yet. But if you say to yourself, I am $1 million biller, I am successful, I am a high net worth individual, I am this, you keep repeating those things, your brain will tune into the things in the world that will prove to you that that is so. So that's the 7. They're your 7 traits of $1 million billers based on the conversations that we've had this year with $1 million plus billers and trainers. So for me, that's an interesting thread. Number 1, action first, mood second. Number 2, they trust their process even when results are thin. Number 3, get on the phone with purpose. 4, use the ceiling and floor rule on bad days, i.e. what's the absolute minimum you need to get done, to still call today a good day. Number 5, high value to-do list completion. So the 3, 4, 5 things that have to be done today to call it a success. Number 6, generate, even when you're placing roles, even when you're busy placing roles. And 7, last and certainly not least, self-belief, self-image is high. Mental fortitude is strong. Like, share, subscribe, helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.